Today, we are talking about X-Men 97, Season 2, Episode 5. Wolverine and Morph team up a ragtag band of former enemies to take down Weapon X's newest deadly creation in this action-packed mutant showdown.
This is just a good palate cleanser, and I'm like, yo, this is fun. This is like classic Wolverine kind of mission type affair, and I was really enjoying myself.
Wolverine's getting his moment in this episode without
Yes.
X-Men 97 being the Wolverine show.
But one of the good things about these solo episodes, like we had with Storm last season, is that we really get a chance to do a deeper dive into these characters.
I think that this is a deep exploration on not only who Logan is and how he sees himself, but how different people see him in contrast. We say all the time, when the shit hits the fan, who are you then? Who are you
Right.
now?
Yeah.
And I think it really showed who's who. Hello and welcome to KRA-KOOM. I am your host, Octavius A. Newman, and today we are talking about X-Men 97, Season 2, Episode 5. And with me on the show today to discuss this episode is my homie, Ken Sparks from It Could Be Whatever Media. Ken, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We talking X-Men. This has been the highlight of this past month for me, so I'm ready to get into this next episode, which is also a highlight of this week for me.
Okay, so gang, if you've seen this episode, if you've seen this show before, you know we often let you know that this is a spoiler review show. If you have not seen X-Men 97 Season 1, X-Men 97 Season 2, Episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, we are going to spoil them. So I want to do the work of letting you know what you can expect because I don't want to spoil anybody who don't want to be spoiled. So gang, if you continue, you are okay with either being spoiled, having the show talked about, or you've already seen it and you're here to join us. So here's the spoiler warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's your fault. So before we get started, I want to say one, thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you for everybody who has followed us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you haven't, it's a great opportunity to hit the subscribe button, hit the like on this episode, and also hit the notification bell on YouTube so that you can be notified every time we put up a new episode. Also, in case you don't know, we are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. And on YouTube, we are at KRA-KOOM, KRA-KOOM. Subscribe. And one of the biggest things you can do for the show right now, since we are an up-and-coming independent media platform, share the show with somebody. If you know other people who are into movies, into TV, into geek culture, into this kind of stuff, or watching X-Men 97, or you think they should be, feel free to share this with them and have them join the crew. Okay, X-Men 97, yes. Season 2, Episode 5. Mm-hmm. Let's just read the log line real quick before we get started so we can talk a little bit about what's going on here. This episode is called Weapon X, Lies, and DVDs, and it is also directed by Chase Conley, the same guy who directed the episode 3 and 4. So let's read the log line. Here we go. Wolverine and Morph team up a ragtag band of former enemies to take down Weapon X's newest deadly creation in this action-packed mutant showdown. So, Ken, is that the episode that we just watched?
That is definitely the episode we just watched. That is a great short description that explains it all. Most of it all.
Yeah. So let's get into our gut reactions, our first reactions to this episode. What you got? What was your gut reaction when you saw this?
This is cool. Like, I'm really enjoying this. Like, more so than not even more so, but differently than the epic adventure that we were just on. This is just a good palate cleanser. And I'm like, yo, this is fun. This is like classic Wolverine kind of mission type affair. And I was really enjoying myself. I was like, oh, this is a nice little change.
Yeah. I also like this. And I'm a big fan of Wolverine. And what's cool about this is Wolverine's getting his moment in this episode without X-Men 97 being the Wolverine show. Right. For those of you that have read the comics, in the past, X-Men wasn't the Wolverine show. It's very similar to how it's shown in this cartoon. You have all these different characters. You've got all these different situations. You got all this stuff going on. But in the opportunities where it's focused on Wolverine is more so on the Wolverine comic books. So very similar to this, we've been introduced to all kinds of different characters. We've seen all kinds of different people, but Wolverine is kind of getting his pocket episode, and I loved it. I'm a big
Yes.
Wolverine fan, and I love the relationship that they showed between Wolverine's past and Wolverine's present. So this was a good episode for me.
Yeah, I think one of the good things, and I'm sure we'll get into it, but one of the good things about these solo episodes, like we had with Storm last season, is that we really get a chance to do a deeper dive into these characters, who they
Hmm.
are really on the inside, their
Right.
flaws as well as their strengths. And I think that not only with Wolverine, but we also got a good chance to have him play off of Morph in a way
Hmm.
where Morph kind of is a mirror to Wolverine in a lot of ways and helps us understand him a little bit better and gives us, I think, the line of the show
Hmm.
right at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into the deep dive. You mentioned that a little bit. Let's start talking a little bit about some of the moments from this episode that really did things for you. Um, what do you think the big picture message that they're trying to communicate to us from this episode? What are you taking away from it when you think about what we just watched?
I think what we just watched was just Wolverine, this exploration of Wolverine as he is a superhero as we know him to be, right? But
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't view himself that way. And a lot of
Mm.
times he doesn't act that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he acts with self interest. And I think that a lot of the episode is pointing towards his trauma, even though the very thing that has caused him to lose his memory, caused him to lose so much pain and endure so much pain and so on and so forth. You look at the cast of characters that he has around him, with Yuriko being there and Sabretooth. There are so many different varying relationships there
Yeah.
that are forged in pain, forged in these moments in his life, and yet he's pulling them all together and using these very fragile relationships to put back in the animanium, the very thing that he lost, that he believes, I guess at this point, makes
Yeah.
him part of who he is now,
Right.
right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that this is a deep exploration on not only who Logan is and how he sees himself, but how different people see him in contrast. We've
Mm-hmm.
got the hit squad, we've got the former X team. We were introduced to a lot of characters in this episode. We've got Logan, of
Yep.
course. We've got Morph, who has also been referred to as Tomo, which I thought was really interesting.
The
You
explanation of
know,
that was beautiful. Yeah.
Lady Deathstrike's explanation of, Morph has this moment where he's like, "What is this Tomo business? Why do you keep calling me that?" And she
Mm-hmm.
explains that Tomo is a part of this ancient story, which is a fox that follows around a samurai. And if you don't know a little bit of the background, in the comics, Wolverine has been alive for many, many moons. He's been alive for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. And during his travels and all the years he's been alive, he spent time in Japan as a samurai.
Right.
So I think that that is a really interesting reference, but it also is an interesting reference to how even Morph sees himself and
Mm-hmm.
how Morph sees Logan versus how Lady Deathstrike and other people see him. Sabretooth's making fun of Morph. How'd you get here? How did he convince you to be here? And Lady Deathstrike calling him Tomo and saying, like, you're kind of this fox character that follows a samurai all around and is so loyal to him. No matter what he does, you'll stay with him. It's interesting,
Yeah.
the exploration they seem to be doing of Morph and how he feels about Logan. I think it's pretty clear to say that Morph loves Logan. Morph
Right.
really cares about Logan in a way that's friendship, that's
Mm-hmm.
family, but even I think in a genuine sense where it's like a true like affection and love for him as a
Yes.
person. That
Yeah.
Wolverine, that Logan in his own way is kind of like, I love you too, but I don't know if I love you the way you love me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense on multiple facets, really. I think that Wolverine would feel that way probably for everybody except for Jean Grey. Would you
Mm,
say? Like, I think that him being able to receive love is something that's difficult for him,
yeah,
and so that's one way. But the other way is in that romantic sense. I'm not sure if he does feel for Morph in that way either. I think that it
right.
was kind of revealed at the end, towards the end of last season, that Morph
Yeah,
had these feelings for. Oh yeah, he
yeah,
when
yeah.
he transformed into Jean.
Yeah,
when he was about at his bedside. Yeah,
when Magneto takes the adamantium out of Logan and
right.
he's essentially on his deathbed,
Yeah,
this is where we really recognize that it's not just like a brotherly love. Like Morph has a romantic
yep,
love for Logan that doesn't seem to be reciprocated in the same way. It's like Logan
right.
loves him, but it's not like
Yeah,
it's not this romantic affection that it seems that Morph has for him.
yeah, and I like the fact that you pointed out that everybody on Weapon X kind of points out that you don't really fit into this group here. You're not the
Right. What are you
killer
doing here?
elite, right?
Right.
But yeah, and it's interesting because I don't know if I caught it. I don't know if you caught it, but do we understand why Wolverine brought Morph along?
I think Wolverine brought Morph along because he knows that Morph is loyal to him. He knows
Okay,
that Morph is his friend. He knows that Morph is someone who gets him.
yeah,
It's a very interesting relationship between Logan and Morph. It seems like Logan understands that the love that Morph has for him is one that he can trust, one
right,
that he can depend on in a way that maybe he can't. Like he wouldn't, hey, Gene, why don't you come with me? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, yo, he's putting the band back together, and Morph is a new member of that band, and I think that band is a level of like, when I'm getting around all the rest of these people, I know I can trust you to have my back in a way that they won't in the same
yeah,
way. And we
and I
see
think
that in the episode.
yeah, and I think that exactly what you were talking about with Yuriko or with Lady Deathstrike, Morph is the most malleable of the X Men that Wolverine
Mm,
could have brought along. Everybody else would have questioned him up and down.
question him down. Yes.
Right. Or if you're talking about Jubilee, he's more concerned about her
Right. That's like
than
his
anything.
daughter.
It would have been a distraction. So Morphin really is the only person that he could have brought along that would have given him the least amount of trouble in this situation.
And the most support also. I don't even think it's the least amount of trouble, but the
Yeah.
most genuine ride or die, I got your back support, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, so Morph, I think, is a major part of this episode. Clearly, he is
Yes.
almost like, if he's not he's not even like a B character. It's like Logan is, A1 and Morph is A2. They're both like the main characters of this episode. And
Yeah.
Morph also has some really great moments here. He turns
Hmm.
into Spider-Man. He turns into
Yes.
Deadpool. He turns into Silver Samurai. He turns
Hmm.
into the Thing. We really get a chance to not only see the impact of Morph on Logan, but also the impact of Morph on a team like this this X team, that these mercenaries. We can see that he can hold his own. He gets into a rumble with Sabretooth.
Yeah.
He really gets down, and we see what his powers are, especially because I believe Morph was a character that was created for X-Men in the early 90s for
Hmm.
episode 1, spoilers, literally just to die. You know
Right.
what I mean? I don't think
Right.
that Morph was meant to be a character that was supposed to live a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but seeing the way they're fleshing him out here, I think is really dope.
And that's something that 97's been doing with all of its characters who got maybe too little shine in the beginning or weren't meant to last as long. We talk about the revival of Cyclops, or revival of
Yes,
Jubilee, or the evolution of Jubilee, I should say.
yes,
But yeah, and Morph is just one of those characters who's been given a character, really,
hmm,
in this show.
yeah. And we see that it seems like he can morph into any of these characters, but also take on the power sets of them as well,
Yeah.
which I thought was really amazing. Some of the other characters we have Garrison Kane, the guy in the beginning who's got the weapons that are coming out of his back. We've got Sabretooth, Logan's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Logan, they have a beef that's
Yeah.
forever. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Literally rivals.
Sabers was literally trying to kill him during this episode.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity. And
You
then
know what?
5 seconds later, he tries to save him.
Right. You never know what this
Yeah.
dude's gonna do, but it's like, I hate you, I want to kill you, but I
Right.
mean, if I don't kill you, that's fine also. But I
Hmm.
think that there's a level that you have to acknowledge that these guys have a healing factor. So it's kind of like, I can put you through a level of damage
Hmm.
that I know that I'm not really going to kill you, and I can imagine that the writers are utilizing that as an opportunity to showcase what, again, dysfunctional family members are
Right.
like.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that I could whoop up on you on the way, but I ain't gonna really hurt you. Like, I
Hmm.
can almost like let out my frustration and anger with you because I know that you won't perish. um
Yeah.
it's
It's
interesting.
it's funny to see all the different extended families that Wolverine has, because you would say that maybe the X-Men are the mom side of the family. That's really cool. They act right. You know what I mean? They
Right, right,
show up to the
right.
graduations, and then this side, this Weapon X side, is like, don't bring them cousins around because it
Yeah,
might be a problem. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
from your dad's side, like,
That's an
so
interesting point.
he has those two different types of families.
That's
Um,
interesting.
yeah.
It's like bringing Morph to, the X
Right,
team is
right.
like bringing somebody from college or bringing somebody from your other community to your family, and you're
Yeah.
like, now listen, all right, now it's funny because
Right.
I think I'm a little bit like that. Like my like I'm civilized over
Hmm.
time. You've known me for a long time. I have consistently been, shaving down the edges for the years. But
Right.
if I bring my wife around my blood family, the people with my same last name, it's like, all right now,
Right.
uh you gonna see where I come from. I brought
Hmm.
my wife around some of my past people sometimes, and she's like, you make more sense to me now.
That's funny.
I see. I'm like, yeah, I come from gladiators. I'm not,
Hmm.
what they say, I'm saved but I'm not safe, that
Right.
kind of thing. I'm saved but I
Yeah.
still got hands. It's
Yep.
a little bit of that. It's a really
Yeah.
interesting observation there too. What do you think? What do you think the X-Men team is trying to say to us, big picture, about dropping this episode right here, right now? They just taken us through this Insabanur apocalypse saga, and they've
Hmm.
all hurt our feelings and crushed our emotions. But when you go into this one, what I'm noticing is this is essentially a horror genre movie. Why do you
Okay.
think they put this here now? And did you get some of those horror tropes the same way I did?
Oh, for sure. So we got the Brood here, which just breeds horror, right? Those
Hmm.
feelings of horror. You had some transfiguration, some body dysmorphation. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but yeah, but you had the old doctor. He
Right,
transformed, burst out
right, right.
into one of the hordes. So you definitely had a lot of those horror elements. I think that what it continues to do is show the different shades of the X-Men comics in general. We've
Hmm.
seen so many different things, from Mojo World down below, which is kind of goofy and crazy and still dangerous, to space with Lilandra and the rest of them. And now we've done traveled back in time, and now we in a
Right,
horror movie, right? So
right, right.
X-Men, I've always said that X-Men is the one franchise, or one of the main franchises, who has been able to cross into so many different genres. Now,
Hmm.
comic book characters have had different situations where they've been in, which has been weird. They A lot of them have been in space, but X-Men is really the only one I can really think of that is consistently just sliding from one situation to another that are
Hmm.
completely different from each other. We were just in space, and now we back in time, and
Yeah,
now we in Savage Land, and now we on Genosha. Like, it's
right.
very different, right? So what I think that this episode is doing is that it's setting up, one, Wolverine has his claws back. It seems like he's going to need them for the future, and
Hmm.
also we're establishing the relationship, or putting more into the relationship between Morph and Wolverine, because I don't think that we'll see many of Weapon X going forward. I think that they were just being used in this episode to get Wolverine to where he needed to be with his claws back, and where he and Morph are, where
Yeah.
we're establishing that maybe Morph at this point kind of steps back a little bit. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
you're sad. You don't find that sad? It makes me sad, right? I think that was the linchpin of that was really the icing on the cake for this episode, where we
Yeah.
really get to put a pin in, like, what exactly is the psyche between these two characters, or the relationship
Right.
between these two characters.
Yeah. For me, I see I see this as a big homage to The Thing, which between you and I
Hmm.
is one of the greatest horror movies ever made. I think that's number
Yes.
one on your list, right?
Oh, it's
And
absolutely number one.
the thing also, I believe, is number one on my list. I'd have to do a little bit. Maybe we should do an episode in the future. Like, oh,
Hmm.
that'd be a great thing for October to be breaking down some of the greatest horror movies.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but I see this as a direct homage to the thing. There's literally moments in this where we see, all right, we're going here under the guise that we're going to take down the Weapon X program. They're doing some
Right.
illegal experiments. We're all going to go over here. We're going to go to this secluded place.
Hmm.
Sound familiar? We're going to go here. We're going to go into this spot, and we got a job to do. Right?
Right.
All right. Sure. Okay. As we get in here, we then recognize that there's this infection that's taking place, and all of these
Hmm.
people are infected. And now, when it takes over you, you're no longer yourself. That's literally what happens in the
Yeah.
thing. And there's this moment that it really clicked for me where they're going, are you infected? Are you infected? Maybe you're
Yep.
infected. Maybe you're infected. I'm going, yo, this is it. This is the exact same thing. And I really love that because it's a very, if you know, you know. It wasn't a
Hmm.
scenario where it's like they stole it or anything like that. It
Right.
is a reference, a remix,
Yeah.
uh, representation of the same idea. And I thought that was really dope because it does the same thing that the thing does. It goes, well, when nobody can trust anybody, and when, as we say all the time, when the shit hits the fan, who are you then? Who are you
Right.
now?
Yeah.
And I think it really showed who's who. Sabretooth immediately tried to tried to kill Logan. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hmm.
When they run into what's his name? Dr. Cornelius. They hear him yapping and talking. And they're like, cool, I'm gonna take him out. They get ready to leave Logan. And we also see that Logan really showed who he was too, in a sense, with like, I'm here to get my adamantium.
Right.
Like I have in a real way deceived you all. And we see this happen over and over in X-Men
Hmm.
97. People are saying one thing, but doing something else, trying
Yes.
to manipulate people into getting them to do what you want them to do so that you can have the outcome that you believe.
Hmm.
And it makes you question why. Like, why is Logan doing this? Like, why does it mean so much for him to get this adamantium back? You release Omega Red, you got to fight him. You potentially release the brood on the entire planet.
Right.
And there's this thought that I can imagine that Logan is like, I got it. I can handle
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I got this under control. Everybody just follow my instructions. Just do what I say. And if everybody follows my instructions, do what I say, we can get away with it. Bro, Garrison Kane literally dies as soon as the plane crashes, and they're just like, moving forward, let's get in here.
Right.
We got
but
stuff to do.
but question
You know
about
what I
that.
mean?
I was like, isn't part of the application of being a Weapon X that you have a healing factor? How did you just die, my guy? Like you just
I
that's
mean,
it.
Maverick died too.
Yeah. What I kind of felt like the some of the final shots show that he kind of like maybe
Oh,
lived.
maybe he lived. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it. We saw the fire, but we didn't see him consumed. I
Right.
got you.
Yeah.
We
So
saw the thing fall on Omega Red,
mhm.
but Omega Red's not dead. I mean,
No, 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 never. He's not. One thing that I found really interesting was I didn't know this about his power necessarily, but they basically called him a zombie, like he's undead.
mhm.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that specifically. Like I know the other ones have like healing factors, but undead is a completely different thing entirely. So I
Mhm.
found that to be really interesting. I didn't know that about his power set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on the deep dive? Any other big points for you that stand out to you for this episode?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that this episode did was it really showed how sometimes supervillains have a little bit more conscience than we may think. Because one
Hmm.
of the selling points for Morph to Yuriko and Sabretooth was, hey, if the brew gets out, everybody dies.
Yeah.
Everybody, like it's not going to be good for anybody. That's what turns them around more so than Wolverine, because they was ready to walk out on Wolverine. But
Mm,
once Morph revealed or explains that, he was like, well, I guess we don't want the entire world like invaded
I
and
guess.
infested. Yeah. So I think that I like when they show those kind of things, especially with villains. A lot of villain centric stories where you have like a Suicide Squad or you have something else in that ilk. Usually, it's like, hey, if this happens, everybody dies. eyes. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, okay. It's not just like the local city. This is bigger than us, right? So I did like that aspect of it as well.
Yep. So let's get into the moment, the big moment for you, episode wise, the thing that you loved or that really didn't work for you. I'm going to start out because I feel very strongly about this moment, and you probably know where I'm going to go. At the end
Mm-hmm.
of the episode, gang, there's a moment where they all get away.
Mm-hmm.
The ship flies out, kaboom, gigantic explosion, and they're flying away. And the brood is all taken out, and Logan and Morph are sitting there in these chairs, and you feel the awkwardness. You feel that something's not said. And there's a moment where there's a few lines, and I wrote them down because they were powerful to me. Um, Logan says, "I ain't like you, Morph. Some of us got to be one thing." And then Morph says, "And you're only what? An animal with claws?" Logan, that, that's what I'm best at being. And the Morph goes, "Doesn't that make you sad?" It makes me sad.
Yeah.
And
Whew.
there it is.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
I love stories.
Mm-hmm.
If you've watched this, you've heard me say this before. And one of the things I love about stories, good ones, they have the ability to say the thing in a way that penetrates you to get to your heart, get to your mind, to make you go, oh, dag, haven't I been that before?
Right.
There's somebody who sees you. They see you and they go, yo, what's going on with this? And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't see yourself the way they see you.
Yeah.
Logan is like, I'm not like you. I can't do what you can do. I can't just become different stuff. I can't be this and then be that and switch here and then switch there. This is what I am. This is what I know. I've been alive for so long. I've done the same thing. You can't ask me to be like you. I know there's some shame here. I know there's something to be sad about. I know you're disappointed in me, but what do you want from me? What do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
I can only be one thing. And Morph, I'm getting worked up thinking about it, like a good friend would do, like somebody who loves you would do and goes, and what's that? An animal with claws? Is that what you think you are? Is that what you think
Yeah.
I think you? Is that what you think we think you are? You know what I mean? And this
Mm-hmm.
dude says something that is like really reveals how he sees himself. That's what I'm the best at being. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Morph's response, I swear this is like, so, I just said it. This is somebody who loves you and can see you clearly. And he goes, bro, don't that make you sad?
Mm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
that make you hurt? It makes me hurt. And it's almost like Morph can't bear it. He has to like get up and move. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I don't want to beat down on you because I love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I gotta say it to you, and I gotta also give you some space because I know you well enough to know I can't whoop up on you too bad. Because I can probably hurt you in a way that somebody shooting you in the head can. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave you alone. That was the moment for me for this episode.
Yeah, that's a moment for me as well. That's a big moment. Other than the fun action moments, which also included Morph, because Morph's entire gallery of characters that he went through in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always enjoying whenever Morph transforms or what have you. And a lot of times I'm like, I get confused because I think one of the episodes prior,
What? When's
Thor showed up. I
Spider-Man
was
get
like,
here?
wait, what's Thor doing here? And I was like,
Yeah,
oh wait,
yeah.
it's Morph, right? But
Right.
what the moment that you're mentioning is the moment of the episode. It's a crescendo. It's the anime getting the animanium back and everything is just a way for us to get to this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all
Yes.
of that, all the trickery that Wolverine did, it's all to get us to this moment where essentially what Morph is saying, and essentially what we've seen within our own lives, is sometimes we normalize our trauma in
Mm.
a way that it absolutely should not be, and it takes someone else to come to us and say, "Hey, you know this is not normal, right?
Right.
You know, like your response, the way you see yourself, that this is not this is not normal, this is not healthy, this is not good. You can be more than this, even though you've told yourself, or you've felt, or you've been molded into believing that all you can be is the worst parts of you. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you've accepted something that I refuse to accept for you,
Mm,
and that's something that Morph really hits the nail on the head with. And yeah, that is the moment of this episode. Everything that we've done is to get us to Wolverine hopefully taking this and saying, I can be more than this. And you know what's funny? I think that we've seen over the length of the X-Men existence and Wolverine's existence on the scene that he's constantly proved to himself, even though he doesn't want to believe it, that he
yeah.
can be more than he has been in the past. This
Right.
is all his relationship with the X-Men and superheroes have been. Is him constantly proving yet refusing to believe that he's more than what he believes himself to be.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, gang, that's our review for episode 5 of X-Men 97 season 2. We would really like to know what you think about this episode. Again, please feel free to subscribe to the show on YouTube at KRA-KOOM. That's at KRA-KOOM. We are KRA-KOOM Media all over the other social webs. And Ken, why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me on Threads at It Could Be Kenny, but you can also find me on YouTube under the It Could Be Whatever Media, under the specific YouTube channels such as It Could Be Movies and It Could Be Wrestling, where I spend the most of my time.
Yep. And you can find me at Octavius Was Here all over the internet. I'm the same handle everywhere. And again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to keep covering X-Men 97, and we got more reviews and more discussions coming to you soon. So thanks for kicking it with us. Until next time, peace.